When Dr. Christian asked me to share how humanities has impacted my life, I couldn't help but to be excited about the opportunity and what I might learn along the way. So, of course, what did I do like anyone else? I had to Google humanities and see what all encompasses humanities. So, of course, I thought about it, and as I look back, I realized I was more interested in getting through academics than I was appreciating humanities. And I didn't realize that until my adult life, really. And now I realize that there are a lot of areas in humanities that really fascinates me. And so just to name a few, I look at history, whether it's United States, world, Soviet Union, or just, traveling to different states and countries. You realize that you may not know everything about every country or state, but you may be, on a tour or something like that and be able to relate to something on that tour just based on, what you've learned in your history classes and along the way. Also, for an example, this past December, Springfield High School football team, they played up in Canton, Ohio. They were in the Division I state finals for football. And we decided to stop by the Football Hall of Fame. And, growing up, that may not have been a top tourist destination for me. But, again, you come to appreciate and learn to appreciate things like this. And it was a great experience because you really got to learn about the game of football and where it started. And I'm a huge sports fan. So, to me, I appreciate things like that and learning about the history of different sports and how they've developed over time, whether that be, facts or the equipment today and how much, science goes behind, the development of the shoulder pads and, especially now with the helmet. It's just, again, really entertaining and exciting to learn those things along the way. Another area of history that excites me is just the history of architecture. So again, whether you are in Springfield or traveling, you can see how, back in the day they designed different buildings and then, the changes that they've made along the way. And then another area that excites me is art. I'm not very artistic whatsoever. A little fun fact, in high school I had to take an art class before I could graduate, and so I took Art 1 out of all things. And we had a variety of projects along that particular semester, and one of them I ended up entering into, I believe it was like the county competition. And anyways, I didn't win anything, but the long story short is that again, I'm not very artistic, but I got some like honorable mention for something I didn't think that I did well on, but my art teacher saw some value in it and decided to submit it. So I thought that was interesting. But one thing I really like about art is here in Springfield, we have a variety of murals. And to me, this just brightens the mood, when I'm driving around town. And most, if not all, have history behind them. I'm going to use another example of the Greetings mural in downtown Springfield. When I look at Springfield spelled out, and I think it's every couple letters, there's another image within that mural that defines the history of Springfield. And when you take a step back, you can really see how Springfield has developed over time, the significant impacts that these particular subject areas had in Springfield. So to me, again, it tells a story, but it also brightens the city. Not that there's anything with red bricks, but, having a beautiful mural. And then, you have the park right there. So there are a lot of just a lot of things, positive things that come from a mural. And it's not, in my opinion, it's not taking away from the building at all, because it's the side of the building that, you're not going to see. But also, when you travel around to these bigger cities, I know Dayton has a lot of murals, again, tells the history of Dayton. Or, if you, another one that comes to mind is Nashville, Tennessee. You have the angel wings. But a lot of people just take a picture there, and they feel free there. And so, again, it tells a story, whether it's, that particular moment or that trip. It's very iconic. And then I go on to foreign languages. I took 4 years in Spanish. It was very important to me. I wish I would have continued that. I just think it helps broaden your horizon, makes your thought process more holistic. I just find that particular language fascinating. There's really no particular reason why. Maybe it's because I like to go to Mexico, or I like Mexican food, but that's aside from it. Performing arts. Here in Springfield, we have the Coast Auditorium, we have the Hollenbeck Bailey, we have the Springfield Symphony Orchestra. We just have a variety of different entertainment options in the performing arts, and I'll be the first one to say that I'm terrible at following the schedules, but I love and appreciate that they're here because they have a positive impact on the community, and I wish I could go to more of them, to be quite honest. But, they're all things to do in Springfield. Again, they tell a story, so there's history behind it, but there's also, you can learn from it, over time. So, as I get older, I'm looking for opportunities to, again, think more holistically and learn a variety of subject areas. Humanities, they're important to me, and allows me to think more holistically, not only in my profession, but also in my personal life. I'll use another example in my profession. History, again, tells a story. So if I'm meeting with a client who has had a family member who has lived through, let's say, the Depression, I know when they tell me that I should think about more conservative investment recommendations, because the Depression going to be top of mind, and the impact that it's had on their family, and so they want to be more on the conservative side because of what happened there during the Depression, versus someone that might know a lot about cryptocurrencies. They're going to be more on the aggressive side, and again, cryptocurrencies, they're more modern day, let's say, so they're going to have a different thought process. And, I can come up with different recommendations just based on, those two examples there.